within the limited scope that you've announced you'll be taking, you still have to consider whether National Grid has received all relevant local and state level permits. They haven't received 3 of the 4 permits needed, and the one that was issued is under appeal. So, I would like to present to you that notice of appeal as my concerns related to the toxic materials in the soil at that site. Per 7A of the Administrative Rules of Practice and Procedure for the Administrative Adjudication Division for Environmental Matters, No LNG and PVD formally requests an adjudicatory hearing for the approved Short-Term Response Action Plan, or STRAP, filed by National Grid for 642 Allens Avenue, Providence. We all know where this is. The STRAP was approved on October 27th, 2017. No LNG and PVD has documented in comments to the Department of Environmental Management that National Grid is not in compliance with the rules and regulations for the investigation and remediation of hazardous material releases, the remediation regulations. Per 7B, the content of the hearing request is to appeal the STRAP and a request for denial of the STRAP. Quote, emergency or short-term response action shall mean any activities undertaken immediately following the discovery of a release of hazardous material in order to completely or partially contain, clean up, or treat the released material and or remove an imminent hazard if it exists. This is per DEM DSR 0193 section 318. Per the definition of an emergency or short-term response action in the rules and regulations for the investigation and remediation of hazardous material releases, to qualify, a project must occur immediately following the discovery of a release or the removal of an imminent hazard. Section 2.2 of the liquefaction project STRAP states that RIDM issued a letter of responsibility on February 13th, 1998, and site poses no imminent hazard. Therefore, this project does not qualify for a STRAP. No emergency, quote, no emergency or short-term response action undertaken by the responsible party may be conducted in a manner which increases the potential for harm, either short-term or long-term, to human health or the environment, DEM DSR 0193 section 6.01. In addition, the analysis of whether the proposed STRAP will have an increase in the potential for harm to human life or the environment cannot be segmented from the end use of the site per DEM DSR 0193 section 7.07C2. Community meetings. The purpose of the meeting is to document community comments and concerns about the investigation, cleanup, and reuse of the contaminated site. 1. The proposed construction work would create the potential for harm to human health and the environment. During the proposed construction period, contaminated soil and groundwater will be handled and stockpiled. The location of the project is on the Port of Providence, which is subject to high winds, and within the floodplain for a 100-year coastal storm, leading to a potential for release of contaminants. While the immediate area surrounding the existing LNG storage tank might not be flooded during a 100-year storm event, the location of the proposed construction activities is clearly within the flooding risk zone as determined by the RI Coastal Resources Management Council. Due to climate change, 100-year 1% storms are becoming more likely and occurring more frequently. National Grid does not have control over the likelihood or timing of a storm and would not be able to sufficiently fortify an active construction site in advance of a storm. The proposed activities therefore represent an increase in the potential for harm for both human health and the environment. 2. Proposed construction activities will occur near existing fossil fuel infrastructure, including an existing high-pressure natural gas pipeline. The proposed activities include digging and operation of heavy machinery, as well as driving steel piles into the bedrock to create the foundation for the proposed liquefaction facility. Pile driving poses an increased potential for harm in 3 distinct ways. First, there is a slight chance it could increase the potential for seismic activity. On July 22nd, 2015, there was a 2.3 magnitude earthquake with an epicenter at Fields Point, almost directly at the location of the proposed pile driving, which is surrounded by sensitive and high-risk fossil fuel and chemical facilities. Second, there is the potential for vertical migration of hazardous contaminants known to be present in the tidally influenced groundwater. Third, and most importantly, the major gas leak that occurred at National Grid substation further down Allens Ave on March 29, 2017, was determined to have been caused by vibrations from nearby construction. It is therefore not conjecture or hyperbole to state that construction activity, especially heavy machinery construction and vibrations from pile driving, would increase the risk of a major gas leak and therefore increase the potential for harm. Furthermore, it was later revealed that the gas leak resulted in the sprayed release of polychlorinated biphenyl, PCB, a banned substance. Yes.
Your time's up, so if you can summarize what you're reading, you can put it in as an exhibit.
And I just want to say, also as a resident of Newport, it would never happen there. It would never even have gotten to this point. And so you just have to say